Loaded. Loaded. I'm getting hotter by the hour. Loaded. Loaded. What do we have over here? What we have here is a failure to communicate. Uh-oh. What do we have down here? There we go. Camera. All right, let's do this. What do we got? What do we got? You dream in stars and dive into the deep, fixing the world while the rest of us sleep. Your heart set on giving, no matter the strain, building your legacy through love and brain. How's it going there, Drew? What's happening, Drew? Just getting the ball rolling. I think that's it. I think it is. Who do we have here? Elvin! What's happening, Elvin? Alright, I think that's it. I can't hear you. Hold up for a second. Say that again. I'm doing great. Okay, it's about time to turn this off anyway. How's your weekend?
So far, so good.
So far? What do you mean? Isn't it just about over?
It's just about over, ready to get started in the morning.
Oh, right. What do you do?
I'm a purchasing agent.
Purchasing agent.
Yes, sir.
What industry?
Windows.
Really? That's cool. Hey, Luis, how you doing? Well, alrighty then. Don't forget to mute your microphone. We're getting ball rolling. If you got any questions, just unmute yourself and just ask away. Be right back. Okay, back to my mood music. You dream in stars and dive into the deep.
Alrighty, alrighty. What's happening, Slav? What's going on? Going on? All right, let's get the ball rolling. Good evening. All right, let's get rid of this. What were you thinking? That's a no. What the hell were you thinking? All right, you'll save that for later. And here we go. I think that's it. Live. Everything is live. Alrighty. Let's get the ball rolling. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk. I need some more light in here, don't I? Oh, my goodness. Oh, now I'm missing some light. All right, see if that helps any. That help any? It helps some, not a whole heck of a lot, but besides the point. Alrighty, so what we're looking for is for a simple, safe, predictable, and consistent 1% every week. So that being said, 1% every week is over 50. That's 50% by the end of the year. Simple. Let's keep it up. All right, let's see who's in the house. Let's say hi to everybody. All right, we already said hi over here. Here. Drew Dank, Slav, what's going on? You guys are getting a little bit slow down here. Who do we have over here? We have Alejandro, Dunk, and No Broad. Okay. Algeria, what's happening? My dude walks funny. Okay. Wolf Chaser, Lara. Jersey 78, Seeker of Truth. Okay. Praying Mantis. I'm not quite sure how disturbing that is, but alrighty. Kind of like the Black Widow thing. Anything that eats her mate is kind of disturbing. Alrighty. Alexander, Sports Review. Antony. Simone is in the house. Alexander, hey, Cam, what's going on? Oracle, we'll take a quick look at that in a second. Let me pull that right here. ORCL. Let me finish saying hi to everyone first. Cause and Nastra's in the house. Laurie, can you flip the screen center to TikTok? Oh, yeah, we can. There we go. All right, Eric. Hopefully that was it. Was that it? No, it's not it. Got to look for further to go. There we go. That works. Okay. Everything looks good. Right about there. That works. All right, who do we have over here? Over here, we have Luis. Utilico. What's happening? Oscar's house. Thank you for that, Oscar's house. Eric, yo. What's happening, Eric? Roger, Hawaii. Aloha. Mahalo. Johnny, what's going on? What do I need to invest in? Johnny, sit tight. We're just getting the ball rolling. And Jeff Jerzik. How are you, Jeff? All right. That being said, let's go. Little dot. Oh, wait a minute. No. Buddy Holly and the Crickets. No. Let's go. It was, oh my goodness. Richie Valens. That's what it was. Okay. So somebody want to take a look at Oracle this evening? Let's take a look. Oracle, how are you today? Here we go. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at it. Jumps up, pulls back. Big jump here. Getting ready to pull back. It's going to be a no for this week, but I like Oracle. I actually have some. But let's take a look as why it's going to be a no for this week. Unless, of course, you want to take it to the downside. But that's not what we talk about here. 30 days ago, we dropped bottom right there. A week ago Friday, then we went from a week ago Friday up. We went from 135 to 185, a $50 jump. Yeah, on a $130 stock. Yeah, $50. It's going to be profit taking. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just what happens. You need to ask yourself, if you're going to invest in anything, Lucky, how you doing? If you're going to invest in something and it jumps up $50, okay, what is $50 on 13? About 40%? It's about a 40% jump in the last 2 weeks. So yeah, last 2 weeks, 40% jump. Of course, I would take profits. Hell, I would take profits, Tuesday or Wednesday. But besides the point, the high was on Friday, and then she started pulling back, and she dropped 10 points or $10 just on Friday alone. So it's a good possibility that there could be profit taking. Don't know. Guess we'll see, right? Now, I do like Oracle, and I do have some. Enza, how you doing? So I do have some, but, I'm not really too worried about this because, I make my 1%, see what happens next week. I think I'd better look at it tomorrow and go from there. Lucky, hi, do you always sell covered calls under price or sometimes out of the money? Lucky, it's always going to be based on the numbers and the chart because the chart's going to tell us what's going to happen. 30 days ago, we're up here, we drop, then we shoot up over 45%. Yeah. It depending on what the chart looks like, and then what do the numbers look like, then do we decide we're going to keep it, we're going to let it go, what's going to go on. Now, I don't want to spend more than 20 or 30 seconds when I look at something. She dropped, here's the bottom. Okay, there it is. She shot up, great. 45, oh, is that $50? $50 in just 2 or 3 days. So yeah, I'm not looking to hold on to it. So what do the numbers tell me? The numbers tell me, get the hell out, let it go. Now, could it go up? Yeah, it could. But I don't like to play coulds. I like definites. And I'm only looking for 1%. That's 45%, somewhere in that area. Yeah, that's a nice little jump. All right, anyway. Next. So, it could be no for Oracle this week. I'm going to write Oracle down for 2 weeks from today. So Oracle will be on for 2 weeks from today. All right, that'll do. All righty, next. Aloha. Okay, side hustle 444. Lewis Weeble. Really? What? No, I'm going to say no to Weeble only because Weeble hasn't been around for that long a period of time. So I don't think they have the historic performance that I'm looking for. Adrian, how you doing? I mean, have they been around? Have they paid their dues? No, they're not that old. But look at it. We're at 34. We dropped all the way down to 4. You know how uncomfortable that is? From $34 down to 4? Okay, 34 is the high. Drops down to 4. Now we're up at 672. That's a 50% jump in a very short period of time. Okay, she dropped on the bottom here, and then just jumped out of sight. It's over 50%. Well, no, I don't want to buy anything at the high. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Jayton Hayden. Interesting name, Jayton Hayden. Okay. Enza, is Walmart okay for tomorrow? Ooh, Enza, give me a second. All right, sit tight. We're going to take a look at some more of these. All right, what else do we have? We already looked at Weeble. Okay. Eric wants to take a look at Nike. NKE. Ooh, Nike looks interesting. The high, 80. The bottom, 42. She jumps up, pulls back, bounces right there. Joanna, how are you this evening? All righty. We'll get to that one, Joanna. We'll do that one next. Sit tight. So, a year ago, we're at 55, jumped up to 80, dropped to 42. Now look at where we are. It actually looks pretty good, but what happened last week? More specifically, the end of last week, the 19th. There it is. Okay, here's 30 days. 30-day top, gap down, 30-day bottom at 42. We went from 42 to 46. That's a 10% jump right there. In 1 week, jump 10%. Now, do you want to jump in? Because look how much space we got. That's a lot of space. So let's do it on Nike and see what Nike looks like. All right, let's do Nike at 46. Because she's at 46.03. That's pretty darn close to 46, isn't it? 46, there it is. First one of the week. Could it be? Well, what does it say? Here we go. Buy one covered call, Nike, NKE. 24 April. That's this coming Friday. the $46 call option. 46. I'm buying it at 46.03, selling it at 46. Imagine that. I'm selling it for less than I paid for it, and I'm going to walk away with a profit. Isn't that crazy? I mean, seriously, think about it. Buying it at 46.03, selling it at 46, walking away with a profit. Let's see what rate of return that profit actually is. So that being said, we're going to need the calculator. Okay, now, one thing I really like about the covered call and this strategy, remember earlier when I said simple, safe, predictable, and consistent? Well, simple, it's one of the easiest strategies there is. The market maker or your broker can even walk you through the first one or two if you're not familiar with it. You're just buying the stock and then you're pre-selling it to someone else at a later time, at a later price. Okay, so what we're looking for on the later time would be like to buy it on Monday and sell it on Friday. Think about it. Do I care if the stock goes up? No, I don't. Because if I'm buying it at 46.03, I'm selling it at 46. I don't care if the stock goes up. As long as she stays above 46 by Friday. Feedback. Live restricted some audience. Why do they keep doing it? Every week they do that. The best way to take care of that, sorry you guys over here, we're going to reboot this one and just go over again. No, wait a minute. Oh, that one will leave it right where it is. Really don't care what they say. All right, sit tight, sit tight, sit tight. All right, so Nike. Let's do this. We're going to save this one. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to save it anyway. Low battery, that's not good. All right, let's switch, play swappy changey. Swappy changey with the chords. I'm missing one somewhere. All right, so when I said simple, safe, and predictable, one of the easiest strategies, one of the easiest, is the covered call. You buy the stock, you sell the option. It's pretty easy, and it's very safe. So safe that the federal government allows you to do a covered call in your IRA. So you may be getting, a certain rate of return on your IRA, and there's a lot of things you cannot do, but this you can. That's what makes it safe. Now, predictable part is I know what I'm going to make and I know what I'm going to invest before I even do it. Most people, before they came here, you'd buy a stock and just hold on to it until it went up. That's it. You buy it, you wait, and you wait, and you wait. Well, see, I don't have to wait. I know what my profit's going to be before I even do it. And that's what I want to do. I want to jump in, get a very small profit. 1% is not a lot. So I want a very small profit, get in on Monday, get out on Friday. 1% a week, that's over 50% a year. And yeah, it takes about 5 or 10 minutes a day. It was created for my 9-year-old daughter. When she was 9, she said, "Daddy, can you teach me?" I said, "Sure, let me figure it out." So I came up with a trading strategy. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. She's only 9 years old. Didn't want her losing. I didn't want to sleep on the couch. Not at that point in my life. Nowadays, it's kind of okay sleeping on the couch. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so working with a 9-year-old, we got to figure out what are the rules. To make it simple and easy, it's very easy. Number one, if you don't like the stock, if you don't understand it, if you don't know it, and you don't want to hold on to it for a very long time, don't buy it in the first place. Number two, never sell at a loss. I get the question at least every single night, sometimes 2 or 3 times a night. What do you do if the stock goes down? I hate to be the bearer of bad news. They all do. They all go up, they all go down. That's all they do. They do 2 things. They go up, they go down. Don't expect them to come to your house and cook you dinner. Breakfast in bed ain't going to happen. Stocks go up, stocks go down. That's it. Okay? So yeah, I jump in, glad that little 1%, and I jump back out again. That's my plan. Simple, safe, predictable. Now the consistent part was weekly options only. Because I want weekly income. I grew up in the 60s and 70s and 80s. So I went to work 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday, and Friday afternoon we got paid. We went home and enjoyed the weekend. The stock market's the same thing. It opens up at 9:30 and it closes at 4 on Friday. I want to be in. I'd like to be out by Friday. Get my small little tiny profit, smile quietly, go to the bank and say thank you kindly. All right, so to find out the rate of return, we take the profit, we already know what it's going to be, and then we divide it by what is the investment. Because any rate of return, you have to put something into it. So we're putting in $4,400, making $111. Let's see what the rate of return is. Now remember, I'm just looking for 1%. So it's 111 divided by 44.89. All right, 44.89. That comes to a whopping 2.4%. Think about it. I'm looking for 1% every week, and this Nike is offering me 2.4%. Well, I'll take 2.4% because if you think about it, 2.4% every week is well over 110, 115% per year. I'm perfectly okay with that. I didn't say I get it. My average is 1.4. So, that being said, let's get back to where we were. Let's save this one. Here it is. The Nike. Ooh, look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? My one covered call Nike. 24 April 26. That means this option is going to expire next Friday at 3:59 p.m. Because at 4 o'clock, market closes. Now, I didn't say the option expires at 4 p.m. Okay? Options expire on Saturday. But we don't have access to anything on Saturday. So for us, it's 3:59. All right. The 46 call option, $111, $4,400 for a 2.4. 2.4% for just 1 week. Now, the strategy was created to accomplish within less than 10 minutes. So 10 minutes every single day is less than an hour a day. So look at it this way. If you got $50,000, 1 hour, 10 minutes a day, 1 hour a week is worth 1% of your portfolio. So if you got 50 grand, 1 hour is now worth $500. If you got $100,000, okay, 5 or 10 minutes a day, 1 hour a week, your time is now worth $1,000 an hour because it's a 10-minute strategy. Take a good look at a good company, sell some of the option to buy it from you for the same price you just paid for it when and only when the stock is actually bouncing to the upside because they go down and then they turn around and go back up again. So that's what I want to do. I want to take a good look at the company, number one. Look what the buyers and sellers, what you guys are doing. Yeah, you're the buyers, you're the sellers. We are all investors. We're looking to get a return on our money. Now, you don't know me, but my goal is 1% every week, but not just the 1%. It's the safety factor, the predictability factor. I'm retired, so I got to live on a fixed income, and that income is directly joined to 1% return on my little, what do you call it, nest egg. Okay? And I'm perfectly okay with it. So don't worry about me. Don't think you got to share any new trading ideas. I really don't want to look at them. Seriously. Just want to save everybody some time. I'm perfectly happy. See, like I said earlier, I grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. If it ain't broke, leave it alone. That's an awesome philosophy. And I live by that because this has been working for almost 18 years. About 18 years, 2008. Yeah, 2008 to this year would be 18. Holy cow. Oh, man. Anyway, 1% a week works perfectly fine. I'm not interested in looking at anything else. What do we have over here? Edwin. What's happening, Edwin? Nice to see you. So, let's save this one. 2.4. $2.4. Yeah, buddy. 2.4. All right, next. What do we have next? We already did Nike. Riven. Come on. Riven's not that big. but I think it will hit low Weeble. Okay, Scooby Loco, you know what? I appreciate the interaction. I really do. Honestly, I do. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for, asking questions. But I think we're looking for two different things. Okay? I try to dissuade people from being here because this is boring as hell. It is. Think about it. It's the same stocks over and over and over again. Ford, Kimberly-Clark, Walmart, Walgreens. No, not Walgreens anymore. Sorry. Ford, General Motors, Procter & Gamble, Hewlett-Packard. Companies we've been trading over and over and over and over again for the past 10 years, 10, 15, 18 years. The same companies over and over again. It's just 1% that we're looking for. If you were investing in Rivian, you're not looking for the same thing that I'm looking for. I don't even think Rivian has dividends. But it is what it is. I'll look it up. Is it RIVN? RIVN. Definitely looks interesting. Here's the top. Here's your bottom. This is where it was. This is where it is. She shoots up, down, up, down, up. Okay, great. Well, she's going up. The high's at 23. The bottom's at 11. We're at 17 going up. Great. Well, let's zoom in. How far is it going to go? 30 days ago. Okay, 30 days ago we're at 16.50, dropped to 14 and a quarter and jumped to 17 and a quarter. 14.17, that's $3. That's not quite 20%, but pretty darn close to it. Why is the screen reversed? To confuse you. Sorry about that. That wasn't supposed to happen that way. Whoops. No. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Got it. Got it. All right. Someone else is seeing major lag. Sorry, Joey. Sorry. It's one of those things. I got, what is it, 9? Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cameras rolling. One got by me. Sorry. All right. So if you really like Rivian, okay, she jumped from 14 and a quarter to 17.75. Okay, that's almost 20% jump. In what is it? 1, 2, 3. In 3 weeks, 20% jump in 3 weeks, and it's at the 30-day high. I don't buy at the high. It just doesn't make any sense. Joel, I see you. We'll take a look at it. So it was no for Rivian. Sorry, dude. Where was it? Oh, there it is right there. Eric wants to take a look at Hewlett-Packard HPQ. Yay, Hewlett-Packard. Ooh, this one looks a little better. Hold on. Topped off at 31, bottomed out at 17. We're at 23 a year ago, or we're at 1988 now. Okay, we shot up, pulled back, shot up, pulled back, went sideways, sitting at 1980. Okay, what's this area looking like? Because it looks like it's a new channel or a new trading range. We got that all the way back until January. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Look at the pattern. The pattern's right there. So by looking at the pattern, it looks like she's going to come down now. Because what is that? From 18 to 20 is $2. $2 on 18, barely what, 11% maybe? Look at your last 30 days. Okay, your last 30. The high's there, and she's almost at the high again. Can it hit it again? Can it go higher? It could, but is it going to? So here's a thought. Why don't we look at, on Hewlett-Packard, why don't we look at the 1950s going for 64. We lose 39. Nope, that's not going to work. The 20s. All right, let's do the 20s for this week. Why not? The 20s for Hewlett-Packard. The 20, there it is right there. Okay, so one contract, just so you know what one contract costs, and then you can go from there. Why isn't that one charging? That's not good. Well, no, that's not good. All right. All right, so we have one contract just so you know how much it's going to go for and what does the numbers look like. Buy one covered call, Hewlett Packard, 24 April 26th. That's this coming Friday. The $20 call option. Stock's currently at $19.88. It's only 12 cents away. It might do it. It might not. Don't know. But 55 is the profit. 1900 is the investment. What rate of return does that look like? All right, 55. We're going to divide that by the 1945, and that comes to a grand total of 2.8%. 2.8% for 1 week. 2.8. If you like Hewlett Packard. Simple question. Do you like it? Do you not? Easy. Cassidy, how you doing, Cassidy? I see you. Nice to see you. Thank you. So 2.8. Let's save this one. $2.8. Lovely. All right. There it is, Hewlett Packard. Hewlett Packard, 24 April, the $20 call option. 55's profit, 1900 is the investment for 2.8%. If you like Hewlett Packard. So ask yourself the question, does it make sense? Do I like Hewlett Packard? Do I like Hewlett Packard at this price? Am I willing to hold on to it no matter what? Sure, why not? If you like it. All right, 2.8. $2.8. Yeah, buddy. All right. You need to reverse the camera. Ronnie already did, but thank you. Thank you. All right. Lucky. All right. Thank you. Ronnie, screens first got that. Nautilus. All right. Ronnie, dude. Yes, Ronnie, dude. I got it. How many times you want to tell me? All right, Ronnie, it's not the only camera I have. So setting up 9 cameras and missing one, I'm sorry, dude. Let's keep the ball rolling. I'm fine, Cassidy. Thank you. Joey, anyone else seeing a major lag? I hope not. Internet reception is bad. That's a bummer. 86 is in the house. Holy cow, dude, you're early. Nice to go, 86. Way to go, brother. Joey G, thank you. You're welcome. Ronnie, you're welcome. Oh, Joel wants to take a look at MasterCard. M-A. Okay, we're going to say no to MasterCard only because, check it out. We're at 600, bounced down to 480, and jumped up to 520. That's a big jump. All right, let's take a quick look. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up. Okay, so she's coming up. But how far up is it going to go before this profit taken? So it looks like it already started. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And it looks like it's starting to pull back on Friday. Friday, we hit a high at, let's bring it over there. Hold on, right there. Friday, we hit a high at 527.47. A couple of weeks ago, we're at 480. So from 480 to 530, that's $50. Now, $50 on a $480 stock is about a little over, like 11% maybe. So it's an 11% jump, and it looks like it might start pull back now. Coach Joel, how you doing? Nice to see you, Coach Joel. So I don't like to buy at the high, so I'm going to pass on this one. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I like MasterCard. As a matter of fact, I'll write it down for 2 weeks from today just to see what it looks like in 2 weeks. Yes, I know. I write stuff down. I'm an old man. What can I say? Anyway, so MasterCard's going to be a no. What else do we have? Oh, Farmer Dan, HPE. Now, Farmer Dan, we looked at HPQ, which is Hewlett Packard, and HPE is an offshoot. We'll take a look at that one also. Better for fixing. Thank you, good morning, Joe. Angel, PBR, great dividends. PBR. I don't remember ever buying this one. Doesn't look that good. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying not you to buy it, but look, the high was just last week. Now she's pulling back. She went from $11 to $22. That's 100% increase. At what point do you expect them to take profits? We're at 11 back in January. Okay, last week we hit 22. Now it's dropping. It's already dropped 10%. Look, zoom in. Take a look. She jumps up. Now she's pulling back down again. So maybe next week for PBR. Not this week. Next week's list is a little thin, so we need a couple more. So Farmer Dan, we looked at HPQ earlier. You want to take a look at HPE? Yeah, no to HPE. That's a quick no. But HPQ, yes, maybe. But you got to choose. Okay, it's your decision after all, because I'm just looking at what I'm doing here is basically observations. Okay, you give me something, I put it up here, I pull it up, take a look at it, and I just observe. And I repeat what I see. Just my interpretation. But you can't argue that right there. That's the high of this 30-day period. All right, anyway. What else do we have? Tajada Realty wants to take a look at Tesla, TSLA. Now, normally, I don't buy Tesla because Tesla doesn't have any dividends. Okay, without any dividends, it's really hard to predict the movement of the stock because that's the beauty of dividend stocks, specifically the good ones. The ones that, let's say, 10, 15, 20 years of increased profits that have been around for a while. They're predictable. They do the same thing every 90 days or every quarter, right around the dividend date. And by knowing when the dividend date it is, well, we have a good idea when the stock's going to move up. That's when I jump in with that simple, easy trade and just go from there. All right? So, Tesla. We had a high at 500 back in December, pulled back to 340, shot up to 400. That's a $60 jump on a $340 stock. Not quite, I don't know, about 30, 40%. All right, so a year ago, we're at 220. Jumped up to 500. That's over 120%, something like that. That's a nice jump. 120% in less than 9 months. Okay. All right, so now Tesla, I don't know when it's going to move. So it's very challenging to figure out when to jump in and when not to jump in. Now, the only reason I bought Tesla is because if you had a crystal ball to look into the future, who do you think is going to be a huge company in the future at the rate he's going? And it's a he, because he's doing all, I'm not going to get into it, but I finally broke down and bought some just because you cannot hide from it. It is what it is. All right, so here we are right here. Look at that big jump from 335 to 410. That's a big jump. My opinion, it's time for me to let it go because it already jumped up. But I'll check the numbers and see if it makes sense. All right. Yes, Angel, I see that. Andrea wants to take a look at Mara. Paul Rod, HPE is at 2618. Beautiful. No 28, 2.8. Please double check. Okay. Wait a minute. We didn't do HPE. We did HPQ, Paul. Okay, we said no to HPE. We said yes to HPQ. Sit tight there, Mr. Paul. All right, Mr. Paul, you ready? Buy one covered call HPQ 100s. That's the weekly option. 24 April 26. That's this coming Friday. All right, Paul? Now, it's the $20 call option. And the $20 call option is going for $55 a share. And cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, is $1,945. So when I put it into the calculator, where is it again? 55. 55 divided by the investment, Paul. Okay, the investment is 1,945. 1,945, and it still comes to 2.8. Oops. Hold on. It's coming. Hold on, it's coming. See? Still 2.8. Okay? But you got them confused. HPQ and HPE. We didn't do HPE. That's okay, Paul. Yeah. Not a problem. Okay, so Andrea wants to take a look at Mara. M-A-R-A. M-A-R-A. I have no songs that go with that thing. Anyway, this is going to be a no also. Only, Andrea, only because look at that last 30-day period. Okay, we got our high back in October. We bottomed out in February. Last year, we were at 12. Shoot up, pull back. Now we're at 12 again. What was the point of the whole year? Last year, we were at 12. Now we're at 12 again. Imagine all the trades that you missed. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of trades that you missed if you just bought and held on to it. Now, granted, you would have got the dividends. Okay. But what about the dividends plus the premiums? If you already own the stock, why not sell the calls against them and bring in more money? It just makes sense. All right. So once we zoom in to Mara, the 19th, what do you think, Andrea? We're at 850 30 days ago. We dropped down to 750, and then we shot up to 12. So look at where she is. It just doesn't make sense to buy at the high. Don't make sense to buy at the high. All right. Very good. Got that, Angel. All right. All right. Treja. Thank you for that, Treja. Look who's in the house. It's Cajun. Cajun wants to do Coles. All right, Cajun. Let's take a look. Coles. K-S-S. Ooh, same scenario. Cajun, same scenario. Look at this. 12 to 14.50. Right there. 12 to 14.50. That's a big jump. Okay, the high. 25. The low, 6, jumps up, pulls back up. That right there scared me just a little bit. Last 30 days. What do you think? We're at 12, jumped up to 15, 20. What do you think is going to happen next? Looks like she's going to pull back. But you want to do the 1450s? 1450s are going for 45. Yeah, that is 4%. But think about it, Cajun. You're buying it here after it just jumped up that's a big jump right there. But hey, if you like it, you like it. You know what I mean? Austin, how you doing, Austin? Nice to see you. Terry Smart, nice to see you too. Thank you for stopping by. Now, let's get the seat for a second and see who we have on YouTube tonight. Now, for you guys down here on YouTube, I'm going to apologize because YouTube doesn't allow me to invert the camera so everything looks backwards. But it is live on the big screen on YouTube. All right. Let's see this. Who do we have down here? Kissable. Aloha. Can we look at Hive stock? Ice Dog, you got to give me the ticker symbol because I've never heard of Hive. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I've been investing since the 90s. I was thinking about this a little earlier today. It's like, I've been investing since the 90s. Okay? And there's a lot of stocks I've never heard of. So no, I've never heard of Hive. So you actually got to give me the ticker symbol. Looking for ideas. How are you doing? COM, LLNP. LLNP. Loop Industries. No. Sorry. Ada, how you doing? Ken Haney, Tractor Supply. TSCO. Well, now that one looks exciting. Just take a gander at this one. All right. The high is 64. The bottom is 43. A year ago, 50. Now, 45. She shoots up, pulls back, bounces off of that right there. Let's zoom into that, see what that looks like. All right, 30 days ago, drops like a rock, back up, back down, back up. So it looks like it could be in this little channel here. So 45 would look good. So let's see the 45 on Tractor Supply. For those of you farmers out there who want to buy the tractors, let's take a gander. 45.01, come on, we all know that one's coming. 45. Covered call, 45 right there. One contract. One contract. There we go. All right, let's check this one out. Buy one, covered call, Tractor Supply, TSCO, 24 April, that's this coming Friday, the $45 call option. The current price is right here, $45.01. So again, I'm buying it at $45.01, selling it at $45, and still walking away with a profit. Now, every time I say it, it sounds weird. I'm buying it at one price, selling it for less than I paid for it, and still walking away with over a 1% profit. And 1% every single week is over 50% by the end of the year. Well, that works for me. And that's the only reason why I'm doing this. It's just that, hey, it's a good strategy. It's like, well, who else should know about it? All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. We're going to need the calculator. Here we go. Clear that. 134 is the profit on this one. Okay, max profit, 134. Okay, cost of the trade, including commissions and fees. I love these trades because you know exactly what your profit's going to be before you even do it. Think about it, because before you would buy a stock and then you'd have to wait. And wait. I can do this all night. And wait. See, buying a stock, people would wait and wait and wait and wait for it to hit a certain price. Then they say, should I get rid of it? Here, I know what my profit is beforehand. I know what my goal is beforehand. It takes all the emotion out of it. Okay, number one, you're buying only good quality companies. Most of them are household names. Home Depot, Lowe's, Exxon, AT&T, IBM, Lowe's, Pfizer, Procter & Gamble. Companies like that. So you know the names. They're boring as hell. They don't move a lot. They go up, they go down. Stay in the same range. But here's the thing. If I buy it at 45.01 and I turn around and sell it at 45, I walk away 134 is profit, but 43.66 is the investment. What rate of return is that? Well, I'm shooting for 1% because that's my goal. All right, so divide that by 43.66. 3% on this one. Hell yeah, I'd take 3%. What is it? Tractor Supply. If, of course, you like Tractor Supply. Always a good idea to take a good look at what you're looking at. Do you like the company? Do you understand it? You should never buy something for the sake of buying something. Well, that didn't turn out right. Oh yeah, that's what we were doing. All right. There we go. Yeah, baby. All All right, here we go. Tractor Supply, 24 April. Well, that's this coming Friday, and the $45 call option. Remember, the purchase price is $45.01, and I'm buying it for $45, and buying it for $45.01 and selling it for $45 kind of doesn't make sense, but I'm still walking away with 3% by the end of the week. Now, I don't normally get 3%. My average is 1.4 on a weekly basis, carried through, 5, 10, 15 years. So 5, 10, 15 years, well, the average is 1.4. Well, every once in a while, I'll get a 3, I'll get a 5, I'll get a 7. And, it balances out. All right, so profit, 134. The investment, 43.66 for a 3% profit. And I'm pretty much okay with 3% for 1 week. That's 3. We got two more to go. Two more. What do we got? Joanna wants to take a look at Dow. Let's do Dow. Let's go surfing now. Everybody's buying Dow. Come on to the bank with me. All right, Dow. That was terrible. DOW. Here we go. Ooh, ow. Sorry. First impression. Ow. All right, let's take a look. Here's the high, 43. Here's the low at 20. Here where we were, 26. Drop down to 20. Shoot up, pull back, big gap down on Friday. Well, that's not a good sign. Go lucky. So in any situation, can you grab the upside move 2 along with 1? Yeah, absolutely you can. You just take your time, make some good trades. That's about it. Yeah, baby. What's going on? Haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you back again. But anyway, lucky. There is possible. Like, take a look at this one. Okay, with a gap down, like let's zoom in so you can actually see the gap down and how it affects the movements. All right, so we see it right here. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? She drops, shoots up, and drops again. Where is she? What is she doing? And what's going on? Okay, well, that being said, here's your last 30 days. 30 days ago at 38, we dropped down to 35, shoot up to 42, drop back down 35 again, shoot up to 40, then drop to 35 with a big gap on Friday. Well, the nice thing about that big gap on Friday is gaps have a tendency to fill, especially when you have a gap down and you made a new 30-day bottom and it's bouncing off that 30-day bottom. So you have the 30-day bottom going in your favor, big gap down, depending on the reason, of course. What's the reason? Is it a lawsuit? Is it bad earnings? Is it an anomaly? We don't know. But always double check before you buy anything. I'm just showing you the charts and the numbers. Okay, the numbers say what the numbers say, and the chart tells you what the chart tells you. Okay, those are factual information. Then you got to go in and take a look at other stuff before you make up your mind. Is this a place where you feel comfortable putting your money? You either like Dow or you don't like Dow. Okay? Eric, we'll take a look at Campbell's in a little bit. But I'm going to put this on my list for next week because this thing made a big drop and eventually it's going to find a bottom to turn around and go back up again because that is the new 30-day high. 30-day top, 30-day bottom, now she bounced up. Normally, so Friday is the bottom right there. So tomorrow, I'll look for 1 day up. Tuesday would be 2 days up, and the earliest I'd get into this thing would be Wednesday. If they have 1 day up, 2 days up, and on the third day up, I will jump in. That's my rule. You got to figure out what your rule is, what makes sense to you. Yeah, Eric, I see you. Neil, wait a minute, Onelli Lopez watching. How you doing, Onelli? Thank you. So that being said, do you like Dow? Keep your eye on it. What else do we got? La 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 la. All right, I'm going to pause right there. What do we have over here? We looked at PEE. Chops 24 wants to take a look at Netflix. Now, I do have some Netflix. NFL. I don't, wait a minute. I don't think I do anymore. I thought I got rid of it because it jumped up so much. It's like I'd not want to hold on to it. Because when it goes up, you just never know how high it's going to go before it stops. I would like predictability and profitability over than gambling. So she was at the bottom at 75. Now we're almost at 110. Can it keep going up? Yeah, the high of the year is 135. So it can keep going up. At what point? So I jumped out because it made that big jump last week, and we talked about it. Low battery. Okay, close. So let's zoom in, all right? The last 30 days. What do you think? Last 30 days, we looked at this thing. Okay, we had a quadruple bottom at 91 30 days ago. Shoots all the way up, gets a new 30-day high on Thursday at 109. Okay, I say it over and over and over again. Let me tell you now. It's a new week. Might as well tell you new and fresh. You ready? Number one, it ain't a profit until you take it. Same thing with goals and losses. If you buy a stock and it drops, it's not really a loss until you agree to take the loss. Now, I refuse. As a matter of fact, rule number 2 is never, ever, ever sell at a loss. That's for me. Okay, very rarely will you ever see me purposely selling something for less than I paid for it. All right? So, that being said, number one, it's not a profit till you take it. Number 2, nobody ever went broke taking profits. So if you keep taking profits and keep taking profits, you're not going to go broke. Nobody went broke taking profits. But here's the thing, okay? If you had a nice jump up and you don't take your profit, don't be surprised if the market maker takes it away from you. Okay, so she went, let me think, she was all the way down at 90, jumped up to 108, and then the market maker dropped it all the way down to 96. So yeah, the market maker took it away. It's your job to take the profits when they're there in front of you. And it's a 50-50 deal. Okay, 50% of the time it can go up, 50% of the time it can go down. You just don't know. So you got to come up with a rule for yourself and then stick to it. My rule is pretty damn strict. I get 1% or I just say no thank you. Okay, and at some point, if the market maker does this to me, well, it doesn't make me happy, but it's just part of the game. All right, let's keep on going. So no to Netflix, but Netflix is on my list for this week. And the reason it's on my list for this week, with a gap down like that, that baby's going to turn around, bounce, and go back up again. It might be tomorrow. It might be the next day. We just don't know when. All righty. All right, we just looked at chops, okay? Our dog! Talked to our dog the other day. Oh, by the way, before I forget, if you want to have a conversation with yours truly, drop your phone number in a DM, okay, whatever platform you're on, there's some place you can find out information. Well, great. And each one has a link to my website, which you can book a call, and I'll give you a buzz, and we can sit and chat. See what you are. See what your goals are. See what you want. I promise you I won't try to sell you anything. Okay, I don't need your money. I am fine just the way I am. You want to buy something, we're adults, you know how it works. I'm not going to push it. Our dog, daydreamer with plenty of dreams. Daydream believer and Procter & Gamble. Ooh, now that is a dividend king. Now, if you don't know what a dividend king is, okay, let me give you a quick rundown what a dividend king is. Any company that has consistently increased its profits year after consistently. So you can't skip a year or two, you can't skip a week, you can't skip a quarter. They have each and every dividend has to be higher and higher each year. So you have to make more money this year than you did last year. More money last year than the year before, so on and so forth for 5 decades. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years just to be a dividend king. And Procter & Gamble is one. Consistently profitable. This is on my list, and this looks good to me. The high's there, 170, drops 137, back up, back down, bouncing off of this, turning around, because that's what they do. They go up until they're done, and then they go down until they're done going down, turn around, the same thing. They go up until they're done going up, and then they turn around and go down until they're done going down. It's weird. Think of it, it's kind of like a roller coaster. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up. You get the big hills, you get the bump, you get the low hills. But it's still momentum forward. Lucky. But if you sell under strike price, how will you grab upside? Okay, Lucky, you know what? I get that question all the time. I want you to listen extremely closely, Lucky. Okay, I say this over and over and over again, but you're relatively new. I'm not looking for the upside on the stock movement. I'm looking specifically for the premium that somebody pays for a covered call at a certain price by a certain date. That's it. I honestly don't care if the stock goes up or goes down. I would prefer it not to go down. But right here, as she's bouncing, she's got a high here, she's coming down, now she's bouncing up. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, down, now she's going back up again. It is what it is. I don't care about the going up. I care about that right there. I want to buy it at $20. I want to sell it at $20. And I want to pick up a 1% or 2% every single week. I'm not looking for the upside. I'm looking for the consistency of the 1% every single week. That's what I'm looking for. Why does this thing keep turning off? That's just not right. It's supposed to be a little disturbing. I think people do that on purpose. Put weird pictures up just to get you going. You know what I mean? Really weird. All right. So Lucky, hopefully that makes sense. All right. Never buy something you don't want to hold. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. Always look at what is your main goal. My main goal is 1% every single week. Whether I got it from stock upside, option premium, or dividend, I really don't care. If I have $100,000 in my account, I want $1,000 every single week. It is what it is. All right, so Procter & Gamble, I'm going to say hell yeah. 5 decades of increased profits. Why the hell not? What do the numbers look like? That's going to be the big one. So 146.93. Well, of course we do 147. That's the closest. One contract. A little too far. Here we go. Ready? One covered call, Procter & Gamble, 24 April. That's this coming Friday. The 147s. 236 is the profit. 14,000 is the investment on this one. All right, sit tight. Let's figure this one out. All righty. 236 is the profit. The investment, 14,000. 4, 6, 4. Whoops. 14,464. 464. Okay. 1.6. Okay. Is it okay that it's 1.6? You like it or you don't? $1.6. All right, let's get rid of this. Back to there, back to there, back to there, and here we go. There it is right there. This is number 4. We got one more to go after this. There she is. One covered call, Procter & Gamble. 24 April, that's this coming Friday, the 147 call option. Here's the profit, 236. Here's the investment, 14,000 for a 1.6. 1.6%. All right. 1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever. 1.6. Gotta love it. Next, what else we have? Ooh, Eric wants to take a look at Campbell's. Hey, Mersa, what's going on? All right. Let's sit down, get comfortable again, get some more questions out of the way. We got another hour to go. We got 1 hour to go and find just one more company. Come on, we can do one company in an hour. Hey, the financial comedian's here. All righty. Let's take a look at this. Eric wants to take a look at Campbell's Soup. CPB. Try that one more time. CPB. Ooh, interesting. We topped out 38. A year ago was the high. We dropped down to 20. It's almost a 50% drop. Now we're bouncing off of that right there. So she's dropping back up 21. The 21 to go for 35. That's almost 1.5%. Uh-oh, got to prove that I'm human. I do this every once in a while. There we go. All righty. Okay, let's zoom into this, see what it looks like. Well, no, that's pretty interesting, right? We're at 22. No. What? 21. Jumped up to 2240, dropped to 1980. Now we're back up again. So it went up, down, up. The 21s are going for 35. Let's take a look at that. Campbell Soup at 21. Campbell Soup. All right. 21 for Campbell Soup. Covered call, the 21s. There it is. And there we go. Calculator tells us profit's 41. The investment on this one is $2,059. Well, 1.99. All right, let's call it 2. 1.99 is pretty damn close to 2 if you ask me. So it's going to be 2. All right. Let's get rid of this. Back to there. And here we go. Number 5. This is it for the night. Campbell's. Campbell's. 24 April. That's this coming Friday. The $21 call option. 41's the profit. 2,059 is the investment for 1.99%. Let's just call it 2. Come on, let's not be petty. 2%. That works. And that's it. There's our 5. Whoops. $2%. Gotta love it. All right. What do we have next? All right. Oh, okay. And there we go. All right, let's do this. We already did Tractor Supply. Thank you, Ken. Mr. Hunt, how are you today? All right. What do we got? Okay, good. We got that one. Oh, there we go. Mara, we did Mara. Cesario, thank you for that, Cesario. Cousin Astra, Lazar, what's going on? Chad, Eric, we all looked at. Ooh, Farmer Dan wants to take a look at Harley Davidson. Yeah, I have me some Harley Davidson, HOG. Interesting. I thought that baby was going to stop and pull back, but apparently not. All right, well, let's take a gander. The high of the year is 31, drops all the way down to 17, bounces nicely. She jumped up, pulled back, now she's going back up again. Rutherford! I have a 99% sure signal, powerful balloon scalping. Okay, oh, cool. All righty. All right, Rutherford, that's, a little low if you ask me, but all righty. All right, so what's going on here? The 2350s. All right, look at that move. She jumps up, a little tiny bit of a pullback, goes back up. I don't like to buy at the high of the year. This looks like a little bit of an anomaly. Doesn't look like it's going to change very much. So I'm going to just pause on Harley Davidson. If that makes sense. Sorry, Farmer Dan. Got to pause on Harley Davidson. All right. What do we have over here? Over here. All right. We looked at Pfizer. Uh-oh. We looked at Procter & Gamble. We looked at Pfizer. We looked at Campbell's. Johnny, we looked at Pfizer. Procter & Gamble. Okay. Claire. Chow? C-A-I. Chai? I don't know. USAR. USA Rare Earth. Interesting. Let's take a look. Superlative. Okay, SN Canada. That's just not going to work for me. Berkshire Hathaway, just something about the company. Not the company itself, the dividends and whatnot. We'll take a look at it just to make you happy, but I don't think I've ever bought Berkshire. All right, let's take a look at USAR. Top, bottom, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down, up. Okay, it's a pattern. Look at your last 30 days. Okay, we're at 18, dropped to 14, now we're at 21. So 14 to 21, think about it. 14, well, I'll point it out again. 14's the bottom, jumps up to 21. Okay, that's $7. That's a 50% jump. Yeah, in 30 days, no thank you. Sorry, USAR, I don't buy at the high. Johnny, we already looked at Pfizer. Okay, Robert, we already looked at Nike. Calm, how are you doing today? True Radio on Keeper, okay, blah, blah, okay, whatever. If you purchase on Monday, then when do you do a covered call? So the covered call is two separate trades, and you have two ways of doing it. You can buy and sell the option at the exact same time, or you can buy the stock and then sell the option. Okay, so covered call, two different ways of doing it. Buy the stock, sell the option all in one trade, or buy the stock one trade, sell the option another trade. So when I buy the stock first thing in the morning when the market opens, I really don't care what it fills at because I finished counting pennies years ago. I automatically, as soon as it fills, with like a half a second, it gets filled, great, sell it. So if I bought it at 20, I'm going to sell it at 20. I don't care if the stock goes up, down, or sideways. I would prefer it to be higher than the strike price that I sell. Jen Scobar, how you doing, Miss Jen? Hey, Jen. All right. Carnival Cruise Line. Let's check out Carnival Cruise Line. Thank you there, Chow. Carnival Cruise Line. Let's take a look. No. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not putting the company down. Just take a look at I'm going to go over this way. Just take a look at everything. The high's at 34. The bottom's at 17. That's a 100% increase. 100% within the year. then she drops. Now she's going back up again. Let's zoom in a little closer. Okay, take a look at your last 30 days. 30 days ago, at the bottom, then we shot up. What do you think is going to happen next? Well, normally she's going to drop. I don't like buying at the high of the week of 30 days. Assan wants to take a look at Celsius. CELH. It's really hard to tell what this thing's doing. The top, the bottom, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down. What's going on there? Well, let's zoom into that. Well, 30-day high, 30 days ago. Dropped, basically going sideways, stuck between this range right here, between 33 and 37. She's here. Looks like she should come back down. It's going to go down, up, down, up, down, up. Looks like she's going to come down now. That's what it looks like. Doesn't mean that's what it's going to do. Superlative, T-Mobile, TMUS. Ooh, now that one looks good. Check it out. The top was a year ago. The bottom was back in January. Okay, look at where we were. Look at where we are. Down, up, down, up, down, up. She's definitely bouncing right there. That's a good pick right there. Who came up with that one? Wow, we got a long way to go. It's only 20 past, and we already found our 5. Uh-oh. All right, so let's come to some questions. You guys can't be just asking about stocks. Don't you have any questions? Red Eye Jedi, what's going on? Nope. Kroger. Yeah, so this one does look good if you like it. Look. She drops, and then last Tuesday found the bottom. Now she's bouncing up off of last Tuesday's bottom. Well, that just makes sense if you think about it. What else do we have? All right, Nike, Oracle, USAB, Bull, Carnival Cruise Line, T-Mobile, Bull, Agree, 3D. All righty. Len Rock, how you doing? Luis, Amazon. Let's take a look. Which one is that? That's T-Mobile. Okay, T-Mobile. Next, Amazon, AMZN, Amazon. Hell no, I don't buy at the high. Who came up with Amazon? Luis, really? Come on, Luis, check this out. 3 weeks ago, we're at 200. And then we jumped up from 200 to 255. That is a 25% increase. 25% in 3 weeks. Yeah. No. No, no. No, 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 no. Nope. Wants to take a look at Kroger. Kroger. Now, Kroger was never originally on my list. I picked up Kroger from Old Warren. All right. Mary, how are you doing covered calls? Monday through Friday, but using the current price as the strike price. Absolutely. Think about it, Mary. Okay, hold on. Mary, if I'm going to buy Kroger at $68.19, $68.19, I'm going to sell it at $68. Lose the 18 cents. Well, great. Well, the 68 is going for 93, so that's going to allow me to walk away with 1%. That's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for the 1%. Simply, safely, predictably, and consistently. I really don't care what's going on with the stock, only if it's a good company. Okay, so I picked up Kroger from Warren Buffett's list because it originally wasn't on my list. Okay, I took a look at what Warren Buffett was trading. I said, Kroger, let's take a look at that. Okay, so let's take a look. 30 days ago. All right, what do you think? 30 days ago, we're at 75. Okay, when we dropped all the way down, now she's going back up again. That's what it looks like. Okay, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. If you like Kroger. And it's always, always, always going to come to that very last question. Do I like Kroger enough to put my money into it? It's a yes or no question. You either like it or you don't like it. But what is it paying anyway? What is Kroger paying? Current price is $68.19. If I do the 68s, all right, let's try 68. Kroger at 68. There it is right there. One contract. There it is. Here we go. One contract, covered call, Kroger, KR. 24 April, that's this coming Friday. The $68 call option. Okay. $68 call option. 92 is the profit. 6,700 is the investment. What does that cost? What does that look like? All right. 92. We're going to divide that by 6708. And that comes to a grand total of 1.37. Okay. If you like Kroger. I like Kroger. Uh-oh. Teja Realty. You want to look at Coney? Dude. Oh, boy. I know I had to do it to someone tonight, and you're going to be it. You ready? I don't like Coney. Let me show you why I don't like Coney. All right. Coney. Cony. Here we go. You ready? Who came up with this one? Tony. All right. Tejeda Realty. Now, what I'm looking for are companies that are consistently profitable. Okay? So they make more money every single year. So year after year after year, I want the companies that I invest in to make more money this year than they did last year. Make more money next year than they did this year. Consistently growing, consistently moving forward. So let's take a look at Coney. We're going to take a look at the dividends. And if you don't understand what a dividend is a portion of the company's profits that they give back to you, the investor. Okay, I'm an investor too. So what I'm looking for is consistent profitability. Okay, so instead of reading 20 years or 10 years or any quarterly report or annual report, to find out how the company is doing, you take a look at the quarterly report, the annual report. Are they consistently profitable? Did they make more money this year than they did last year? How is $200 2% of 2,000? When did I say that? Sam. See, 200 is 20% of 2,000. Ooh, I'm losing focus in my eyes. This is not good. All right, so anyway, let's check out the consistency of profitability with Coney. Well, number one, right off the top, I wouldn't buy Coney because the very first dividend was in 2023. 2023, that's only 3 years ago. So a 3-year-old company, not for me anyway. Okay. Sam, 7450. Can you explain a little bit more why you think I said something about $200 being 2% of 2,000? Can you elaborate on that if you don't mind? All right, so let's take a look. And I look, and the very first thing I'm seeing, okay, Teja Realty, very first thing I'm seeing, the very first dividend, 1209. So the part that makes me a little unhappy is the very first dividend is $12. And then the next one is $10. So explain how losing $2 per share is supposed to make me feel good. But wait a minute. Take a look. She goes to 12, to 10, to 24, to 26. You're probably feeling pretty good right about now. It's at 26. Okay. Let's keep on moving. Goes from 26 to 10. Explain to me going from $26 per share to $10 per share. Why would that make me feel good? That's still on the first year. All right. 10, 16, 27, 22, 16, 15, 10, 11, 5, 4, 6, 7, 3, 93, 89, 49, 22, 31, 37, 38. So we went from $12 per share to 38 cents per share, and you think that's a good thing? Think about it. To get the dividend, the portion of the profits, the very first dividend was $12. Your share of the profits was $12 when the company first started. Well, that's pretty awesome. Okay, 3 years later, that $12 has decreased to 38 cents. I can't possibly imagine why you think that's a good investment. Seriously. Okay, we can all say this in unison. What the hell were you thinking? Seriously, did you even look at the numbers? The first dividend's $12. The one they just recently paid, 38 cents. That's a hell no and a half. Mary, how you doing? Martin Ryan, love my dividends. So do I, Martin. Nice to see you, brother. Thanks for joining in. Colleen Country. Okay, whatever. Hello. Sorry, Tayada Realty. I'm going to have to say no, brother. Not on Coney. No, and no. What kind of stocks you pick? Hey, P, you ready? Dividend Kings. Dividend Aristocrats. Dividend Champions. Dividend Contenders. And anything on Warren Buffett's list. Now, that 5 list I just gave you has over 350 different companies that are consistently profitable. So, you decide. Do they make sense or do they not? What's your top 3 dividends? I'd say Macy's, Kohl's, Walgreens was great. So was U.S. Steel, but not anymore. What website are you on? Okay, Mary, it's not a website. Oh, no, wait, sorry. That is a website. That is Yahoo Finance. Okay, I tell everybody, if you're going to invest in the stock market, you need access to a financial website. Financial website will give you detailed information that your broker may or may not have access to. David wants to take a look at Altria. Take a look at that in a minute. Nike, yes. Hewlett-Packard, yes. Procter & Gamble, yes. And Campbell's, yes. Which one did you miss? I think you missed the last one. Hold on. Yeah, David, yep. U.S. Steel was one of my favorites. They gave some really fat premiums every single week. 2, 3, sometimes 4%. It was great. All right, what do we have next? I'm going to give you that in a minute. So David wants to take a look at Altria, M-O. So anyway, my findings or my opinion on Coney, C-O-N-Y, no. No, not consistently profitable at all. No, and hell, no, hell no. I don't know how many times I can say that. It's just how I feel. All righty. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, what happened there? Ooh, that went off. All right, whatever. No. All right, user 532246141925. Like, what were your parents thinking? Hood. That's good. Hood. We used to have milk bottles delivered, and it was a Hood milk bottle delivery. Okay, whatever. Okay, so here's Hood right here. The high, what was that, 151? The bottom, like 35, 39. Shoots up, pulls back up. That don't look good. Let's zoom in. Not that it doesn't look good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks great. She bounces and she runs back up. Okay, drops, bounces, goes back up. That does look good for someone else, not for me. At least not today. I mean, 2 weeks ago, maybe, but today, no. I don't buy at the high. Sorry. Altria, M-O. What's going on there? Take a look at that. Up, down, up, down. No to Altria. Sorry, David. What else do we have? Giuliani's, Chow, CIA. How do you pronounce that, CIA? C? Is that right? C, say, Sai? I don't know. Sambo. Oracle was the very first one we did today. Matt, Marvel, M, R, V, L. Dude, come on. Why would you ask me to buy something at the high of the year? Hell no. That's the time to get rid of something. In my humble opinion, but what the hell do I know? Yucky Disney. Oh, Yucker Disney. Okay. All right. Thank you there, Saya. I don't know. Aileron. Good evening, Aileron. Aileron. Wasn't that the planet? Oh, that was Alderaan, not Aileron. Sorry, Aileron. Alderaan got blown up by the Death Star. Where's my fork? Wow. What kind of acid trip were your parents named you when they called you, where's my fork? Anyway. R. TX. R is, what the hell is R? R is writer. And R is no. I don't do monthlies. They just don't work for me. See, monthlies, you can trade once a month. That's once a month, which is 12 times a year. No, because what am I going to get? 12 to 24%? Now, for some, you may like that. Me, I want 1%, 1 to 2% every week. That's 50 to 100% at the end of the year. It just makes sense to me. Now, RTX, different story. Let's take a look at RTX. Well, interesting, but it's going to be a no. Don't get me wrong, I like RTX, but it doesn't look that favorable at the moment. A year ago, we're at 110. We shoot up to 210. That's over 100. That's close to that 95% increase. Pulls back up, back down. So she's actually pulling down at the moment, so don't look that fabulous. Okay? 30 days goes 30-day high, 30-day bottom, up, back down again. Is what it is. William, on Thinkorswim, do you have to manually create the Dividend Kings? Oh, the lists? Yeah, you do. Or, hold on, you could do this. All right. Okay, over on the calendar, okay, that's where all the dividend companies are. Okay, see all these companies here, all these little green dots represents all the companies that are paying a dividend. All the companies that are profitable. Okay, but here you go. You come over to here, this little ray of sunshine. You click onto that. And you come down to here where it says public. Right there. Slide on over. And here's a list of all the companies have 25 years of increased dividends. And here's a list of all the companies that have 50 or more years of dividends. That's it. That's the only ones that they have. For the rest of them, you have to put them in by hand. Sorry. Mike Robinson, how do you find best dividend yields? Victor, I'm not looking for the best dividend yields, Victor. Okay? What I'm looking for specifically, Victor, are companies that do the same predictable move that they have every single year. Debating dividend stocks like Nike, Procter & Gamble. Okay, Mike wants to take a look at Zion. Zion. All right, I got my Zion you. Oh, that's a terrible thing. Z-I-O-N. No. Mike, Zion. May, June, July, October, November, January, December. No. Sorry, monthlies don't work for me. The numbers just don't work. Thank you there, Mr. William. Stefan Hormel, HRL. Interesting. But I'm going to say no to Hormel. Now, Hormel is a dividend king. They're over 100 years old. They consistently increase their profits year after year after year. So why am I saying no to Hormel? Right here. Look at the setup. It's the top. She drops. Here's the bottom. Perfect setup. It's bouncing off the low of the year. That's freaking awesome. Down. Now she's going back up. Well, that makes sense. It's an awesome trade. It looks great. Until you get to right here. The premiums you collect on the stock option that you sell. Okay, let's zoom in. Not that. That ain't it. It's right here. Okay? The current price, $21.19. At 21, you're getting 35. Okay, the 21.50, you're getting 0.5%. Everything else underneath that is 0.0000. So if, I should say, when the stock drops and you have to drop your strike price and 2 or 3 strikes out of the money, you're getting nothing. Nothing. So no, I very really good. SoFi doesn't pay dividends, Sergio. Okay, it's a dividend stock investing channel, and SoFi is just not on the list. Uh-oh. Okay, 32. We drop down to 16, shoot back up, down, up. Okay. It's at the 30-day high, so why would I want to buy at a 30-day high? Okay, she drops down to 15, shoots up. So from 15 to 20, it's a $5 move. That's a 25% move in the last 3 weeks. Who said SoFi? Okay, Sergio. Okay, she just jumped up 25% in the last 3 weeks. Can it still go higher? Yeah, it can. But is that a gamble you want to take? It's at the 30-day high now. And Friday kind of pulled back a little bit. One secret to success. Nina Gold. Sergio. Wayne. Wayne wants to take a look at UNH. UNH. Interesting. UNH, 460, drops to 240, back up, back down, back up. Look at all these gaps. Big gap, big gap, big gap, small gap, another gap, another gap, another gap, another gap. What the hell is going on with this thing? Jumping all over the place. That would make me a little uncomfortable. Last 30 days. I don't know. What do you think? She drops, got a gap up here, goes to the 30-day high right there. From 255 to 325. $75. That's a big move. Yeah, no. RTX, tell us, Linus, we already did tell us? T-E-L-U-S, wait a minute. T-E-L-U-S. T-E-L-U-S. Linus, sorry, dude, that doesn't come up. Your strategy is mainly calls and puts. Yes, why not? It's simple, it's safe, it's predictable. Touche! Micron, SanDisk, and WDC. Bree. Tree says, yo. Okay. Bree, hello. Hope you're doing well. I just started investing in a Roth IRA. Cool beans. It's always good to be in control of your own money. The only thing I don't like about the Roth is that you're limited. Well, they say you're limited what you can put in there. Man, I just drop in a whole shitload of money and say, yeah, you do what you want. Anyway, ASTS, WZ, ooh, Lisa wants to take a look at Halliburton, H-A-L. Interesting. Let's take a gander. The high, 41. The low, 19. That's a 100% increase. From the bottom, okay? From the bottom back in May to the high a couple of weeks ago, 100% increase in 1 year. See, the funny thing is, or the bad thing is, Coob 23, Coob 33. How you doing, Coob? The challenging thing is, how do you find them? I mean, think about it. This was at 19 a year ago, and it's 100% increase. Well, how do you get cash flow out of that? Seems like that's a yes. Do I day trade? No, I don't day trade. See, I buy most of my stocks on Monday and see how they progress throughout the week. I don't buy and sell every single day. I mean, I'll take a look every single day because that's, my money. I want to make sure that's where it's going. Elvin, good night, everyone. See you in the morning. Yep, see you first thing in the morning, everyone. All right. Get out of that. Get out of that. Get out of that. La da dun 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 dun. ASTS. ASTS. No, only because she shot up. Now she's coming back down again. Kevin, we already did Nike. True, Bree. Okay, hope you're doing well. I just started investing in a Roth. Okay, got it. Weekly dividend versus quarterly dividends. Irrelevant. No, Taheda Realty. I don't think there are very many companies that pay weekly dividends. They're usually annual, biannual, quarterly, or monthly. Okay? But I do options, and they're weekly. Can you do up Ralph Lauren? There you go. Two things. Ralph Lauren. It's at the high of the year. No, thank you. And it actually has monthly options. The difference between monthly options and weekly options is huge. So no, I don't do monthly options. Gail, can you tell a new person how to get started? Gail, the easiest thing to do is just keep coming back and watching and make sure it makes sense. Then you decide what trading platform you want to start with. Okay, my suggestion is Robinhood. It's the easiest. But Thinkorswim has the most perks that I know of. And for me, it's easy because everything's all on the same page. I got the chart, I got the stock price, I got the option prices, and then when I want to do a trade, I get the trade prices. I get the trade also. Okay? So I'm looking at the stock chart, which tells me what the stock is doing. It tells me the stock information way up on the top. Then it gives me the option information because that's what I'm looking for doing options. And then once I pick one, I can look at the order. So I can look at the order, the options, the stock, and the chart all at the same time. There's a lot of companies you cannot do that with. Now, I think about 20 years ago or so, I wrote a book on choosing the right trading platform. And this is what I came up with. This is the one I like the best. Okay, loops. We already looked at Hewlett-Packard. Okay. How do we find the right pattern that pays weekly? It's not like that, Stephen. It's not the pattern that we're looking for. Number one, it's only stocks that have weekly option. That's rule number 4. All right. 5 rules. Rule 1, never buy something you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to. That's rule number 1. If you don't want to buy it, don't want to hold it, don't buy it. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Once you buy something, that's it. Never, ever sell it for less than when you paid for it. Rule 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Rule 4, weekly options only. And then rule 5, make sure all the numbers work. What am I buying it for? What am I selling? What am I collecting? Is it more than 1%? Is the stock going the right way? It's not that difficult. It was actually created for a 9-year-old little girl. So it was pretty easy for her. That's why it was created. Gail, can you tell a new person? Yep, got that one. Did you already look at IBM? No. Cool Arrow, how are you today? IBM. Try that one more time. IBM. No. Uh-oh. Bree, sit tight for a second. So here's IBM. That's going to be a no only because you got your 30-day bottom 2 weeks ago, shoots up the 30-day high and pulled back on Friday. So 30-day top, 30-day bottom, new 30-day top. What comes next? A new 30-day bottom, right? OXY, hey Billy, what's going on? OXY. Sorry, dude. I don't know why you're even looking at oil nowadays. Okay, we bottomed out a year ago, went up, came back down, shot up like a rocket. Now we're coming back down again. So I don't do oil when it's this weird. Indeed, Indoji. Options was created for child originally. Wow. No, I did not say options were. I said the strategy that I am teaching was created for my 9-year-old. Okay, options were created back in the 1970s as insurance policies. Gail, going to have the grandkids to start watching you. Thanks. I'm supposed to be having my grandson start his own channel with adult supervision, of course, on how he's going to do his, specifically for grandparents and grandkids. And that's going to be introduced at the seminar in California coming up at the end of the month. So we got a seminar in California and then another seminar in Vegas the following week. So we will be introducing that then. So I'm kind of excited about that one. Our dog wants to take a look at Q. Oh, so anyway, Occidental Petroleum. What do you think? It's dropping. Okay, I wouldn't do anything with oil until I figured out what the heck is going on over there. You know what I mean? 10 minutes left. What do we got? Bree, any recommendations on stocks, ETFs to add to a Roth IRA? Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and anything on old Warren's list. That's the only recommendation I give out to anybody because all of those are consistently profitable. All right, next. What do you feel about STRC? Never heard of it. Hell no. What the hell is that thing? A monthly. I don't do monthlies. Who came up with that one? STRC. AK Prepper. Sorry, dude. Taheda wants to take a look at Walmart. WMT. I actually have some Wally World. I do. WMT. Well, that does look pretty interesting, doesn't it? David, I see you there. So the high is 135, bottomed out a year ago around 90, jumps up, goes sideways, back up, back down, back up, still rising a little bit off of that. Look at the high from the low. Look at the pattern. Holy cow, you can see that pattern. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So we got more space to go right here, maybe, if you like Walmart. Lamech wants to take a look at Coca-Cola. Now that's interesting. Okay. At the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Let's zoom into that. All right. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, Coca-Cola looks pretty good. The 76 is going for 61. No, see, the thing don't get me wrong, Coca-Cola is a great company, but very rarely does it give me 1%. The stock price is 75.74. So at 75.74, the closest one will be the 76. It's not paying 1%. The 75s, I'll be losing 74 cents. You take that off of that, and that's like 39 cents? Yeah, no. See, best bet is the 76s, and it's not paying 1%. Very rarely will I buy Coca-Cola, only because the premiums aren't as great as I would like them to be. Chia, or Sia, I don't know. Sia, got it one. As for Marsha, thank you. Can we look at Ralph Lauren? We already did. Shorter terms are usually better. I'm looking for 5 days. MOS. I said an MOS, a TER, a J with a double A. They go by. Okay, look at this. Jumps up, pulls back, jumps up, pulls back. It's bouncing right off of there. 24.50. The 24.50 is going for over 2%. Yeah, I like that. Take a look. Last 30 days. Down, up, down, up. If you like it at 24.50, that's not quite, it's all over 2.5%. STRC. Didn't I already say no to STRC? Yeah, I already did say no. RDW. Redwire. Slow moving up. Okay. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay, what's going on there? It's pulling back now. So probably see. Okay. We dropped, found the 30-day bottom, shot up. Now she's pulling back. Missed that opportunity. UEC. What is UEC? UEC. Same thing. Shoots up, pulls back. Shoots up, pulls back. Now she's going back up again. Back up again. 14.97. The 15's going for 52. That's over 4%. If you like UEC. Uranium Energy Corporation. Okay. I find a little bit strange. I don't think they have, 20 years of dividends. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Luke, how you doing, Mr. Luke? Wants to take a look at 3M. Mr. Luke, how's it going? Ooh, check that out, Mr. Luke. Ready? 30-day high. Oh, that's the high of the year. Sorry. The low of the year, where it is up, down, up. Doesn't look that good. Let's zoom in. Look at the last 30 days. What do you think? She went up, down, now she went up. From 142 to 156 is $14. Right around 10% jump from here to there. Do you want to keep buying? It's at the high of the 30-day period. I don't buy at the high of the 30-day period. Wait a minute. Let's check it out. We got 5 minutes left. I haven't looked yet today. Let's take a look right here, right now. We check every single week. FinViz to see how many new companies they've actually added. All right, here we are. You ready for the number for the week? Here we go. There it is. 11008. 11,008 different companies to choose from. So think about it. You're out there trying to earn money, trying to pick between 1 and 11,008. Well, which ones make sense to you? Kristen, how are you today? Iren. IREN. Looks like she just stopped. Whoops. 11,000 different companies. All righty. So Iren, check this out. You ready? 75, 5. It went from $5 to 75. Holy cow. Now we're back at 48. So she jumps up, pulls back, back up, back down, back up. Doesn't look like the right time to jump into this thing. Check it out. 30 days ago, we're at 42. Then we drop down to 31, shoot up to 50. So from 31 to 50 is $19. Now, $19 on a $30 stock, that's more than 50%. 50% jump. Why do I think that if I bought it, it would keep going? Sorry, I don't buy it the high. I just don't. It just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, loops. We already looked at Hewlett-Packard. Nice, think that one. Can we look at, okay, Jelly, we already looked at that. Pelosi's list, yay or nay. You're asking me to condone that kind of behavior. And I just want to stay as far away from that as I possibly can. Sorry. Kevin, General Motors. I actually have some General Motors. And it doesn't look like it's time to jump in. Looks like it's time to get out. Look at that. Up, down, up. What do you think? Does it look like? No, it looks like you get the bottom here at 71 and jumps up to 83. That's $12. That's a nice sized jump. Why would I want to risk putting my money on there? Because it probably ain't going to do what I want it to do. What's going on there? Uh-oh. All right, whatever. All right, it's 11 o'clock. We are done for the evening. Now, we're going to do the exact same thing again tomorrow, every night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I do take Friday off, and I do take Saturday off. But here's a new week. Let's see, did I miss anything at all? Got those. PLTR, hell no. Come on, Luke. You know I don't do PLTR. Okay, look at that. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day bottom, shot up. It's got more room to move. 146.39, 146, $4. Okay, they don't have dividends. Conan, dude, you just got here. I'm just getting ready to sign off. I go from 9 o'clock at night to 11 o'clock at night. 2 hours standing talking to nobody. Because nobody's here. Just a bunch of TV screens. All right, what do we have here? Ooh, Chris, I like Corning. Nike, embrace it. Is that the new slogan for Nike? Just do it. All right, we did Kroger. Corning. Chris, we'll take a look at Kroger next time. Nike sucks. My Music X. Sorry, dude. What program is that? Chris, that program right there is called Think or Swim, and it's offered through Charles Schwab. Lewis, we can take a look at Mickey D's tomorrow. All right? Bree, thank you. I'm learning a lot. Bree, I'm here every night. Stop by. All right. Loops, UPS. Why did Walgreens pause its dividends in 2025? They were in buyout talks. That's as far as I know, because we did Walgreens for 3 or 4 years until they went private. Walgreens, I did every single week. Every week for 18 months. Think about it. Same company, every week, 18 months, and they paid me 1%, 2%, 3% every single week for 18 months. It was crazy. I was very unhappy that they got bought out. All right, that being said, you guys have a great night. We're going to put on some mood music, and we're going to call it a night. Here we go. You ready?
You dream in stars and dive into the deep.
So, that being said, you guys have a great night. We'll do this all over again tomorrow. Yay! Okay, close that one. Okay. Not there. Catch you guys tomorrow morning. Bye, guys. That's it. No, what the hell? Come on.
Retired, you say, with a wink and a
Bye, guys.
but the podcast is rolling, pulling us in. Your compass is love, with your kids as your guide. Starting seas wide, with vision and pride. Julie's here, who does your spark? The dreamer who lights up the dark. James, you reach the skies, no one dares. In your hands, the future's cut on the wires. That's to know what the hell were you thinking? You laugh as the eye keeps the daylight blinking. Every day's a quest, not some disguise. With James in the storm, the dream never dies. Tethered lights still flying high.
The sense of voluntary compliance, which underlies our entire tax system.
Due to constitutional limitations, most Americans are not required to file income tax returns and pay income tax. U.S. government finances its operations for the unconstitutional creation of fiat money, not with revenue from income taxes.
I call it magic money computer, any computer which can just make money out of thin air. That's magic money.
Finding the votes to pass a spending bill can be hard, but finding the money is never a problem. They just create it. No taxpayers were involved in that process. It was all done using nothing more than a computer keyboard.
I think we found now 14 magic money computers. With okay. They just send money out of nothing. They're mostly at Treasury, some at HHS, one or two at State, there's some at DOD.
IRS commissioners like John Koskinen and others publicly told us over and over that IRS taxes were voluntary.
Voluntary compliance system. Voluntary compliance. Voluntary compliance. Voluntary compliance. Voluntary compliance.
Exactly. The IRS compliance rate is entirely based on...
I volunteer as tribute. I believe we have a volunteer.
There's no real law making us liable that they were sheltered to us by now. If the public knew the truth, they would no longer believe the lie.
An agency which will unlawfully impose a tax that doesn't exist is not going to care. This is the Internal Revenue Code. The unlawful application of this document by the Internal Revenue Service has enslaved the nation that this document attempted to free.
Proof that IRS taxes are voluntary. We collect $3 trillion a year in a voluntary compliance.
You dream.
Option traders, are you selling premium for the edge and getting stuck and losing real positions? You collect that premium, feeling good. Then suddenly the stock tanks and your profits vanish. Now you're stuck holding shares you don't want at prices you can't afford.
He barely touched me. I swear to God, he barely touched me. And Blassie went backward.
Blassie stumbled backward, not because the tap had force behind it, but because his body had been moving forward with committed momentum, and the target was no longer there. And the tap on his chest had disrupted his balance at the exact moment when disruption would have maximum effect. Physics, timing, the difference between a man who understood force and a man accustomed to simply applying it. Blassie caught himself. His face was red. The audience was making a sound between cheering and gasping, the kind of noise you hear at a boxing match, not a talk show. Half of them were on their feet. Blassie came forward again. Faster, angrier. He reached with both arms, going for the clinch that had been the foundation of his wrestling life. Grab the opponent, control the body, apply pressure. Lee shifted his weight onto his back foot, pivoted 45 degrees, and as Blassie's arms came forward, Lee's left hand shot out and locked around Blassie's right wrist. The speed of it was the thing people remembered. Blassie was mid-motion, committed, 235 pounds moving forward with intent. And Lee's hand was already there, as if it had known where the wrist would be before Blassie had even decided how to strike. Blassie tried to pull free. He could not. This was the moment that several audience members would later describe independently. Blassie pulled. His neck flushed red. The tendons in his forearms surfaced like cables under the skin. He was pulling with the kind of force that had bent steel chairs and wrestling rings across 3 continents. And Lee's hand did not move. Not a tremor. Not an inch. Lee held the wrist the way a man holds a railing, casually, as if the 235 pounds pulling against him were not even a consideration. Lee held the wrist for a second, then he twisted. A small rotation, perhaps 30 degrees.
Fantastic outdoor entertaining space, and it's just about 4 blocks to the beach. Oh, nice. That's a great one. It's going to need some renovations. Yeah, looks like it. Looks like it's been abandoned. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at this wall. Yeah, I'm kind of admiring it. Oh, we don't have to do anything in the kitchen. It's perfect. That's the terrazzo tile for the living room. I think that might be the whole place. So if we just pull up all this tile, we use that terrazzo. Yeah. That's a good idea. And it's great if we're at the beach when we come home. It's easy to clean. Right. The bathroom needs to be done. It's kind of small. Well, it's small.
was HGTV and it was house hunters and they were buying a house in St. Petersburg. I'll take the beach. Beach. It was beachfront murder. I'll put it back on. I want you to get the card. Oh, did you?
Oh, I just came out.
Oh, I was so excited because I thought it was an angel. Because look at it. From in here, from standing right here, I can almost see an angel. And then brought it to it. That is an angel. Oh, okay, so they own the business. I was gonna say, they work in a shop. Shop downtown.
So there's a peninsula on the west coast of Florida. St. Pete Beach is on the Gulf of Mexico side, and St. Petersburg is on the inside on the bay. We could be on St. Pete Beach living in our house, and then we could jump in the car or a 10-minute drive from St. Petersburg, which is the city side, where there's some very vibrant museums and arts. It's wonderful. Yeah. It was like we could take a deep breath and
Okay. It's getting a little bit long.
well, I'd like a robot name.
They have built caddies, but that's the only one on there.
Mine is sort of mostly outside stuff. I want a nice big backyard.
Ours is almost open.
We have a dog.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, it's very. Yes, I know. I love this house.
I love it. I
You know, it's pretty. You got another 10, 15, 20 years to go, you know.
I'm probably gonna look for
You're
this.
gonna make it for a real fun. My house will go off 24. I want to go from the garage.
So tell me, what is the budget? $325,000. Three bedrooms, maybe a little bit.
How long ago was it? 16? It kind of made sense back then.
We don't need to be on the beach itself. We need like a
I can take my pictures tomorrow. I just wanted to see. I will. I've already heard them talk about what
What do you think of the view? I love it. This is really very nice to be on a first name basis with the man who gives it all. You can see there's docks here for the community. I don't know if you noticed when you came in, you passed the tennis courts and the dog run.
I was just looking at to see if we go by.
There's an amazing community pool. And we're going to I did have it notice where the other lodges are. The price you may find that you can adjust the condo living pretty easy.
What do you have your weekend?
Oh, a little office area up front here.
Everybody you went to school with said being married over and over and over again.
And it was like a competition for, whose wedding invitation was the prettiest, whose wedding was the nicest.
Yeah, well, when you get married, don't be very small.
I don't want anybody to.
Mr. Collin within our China patterns. I didn't say it would be with Colin. Okay. Not now. Do you need anything else? Maybe an espresso machine. Yes. On it. I like working. Do you know anything about this?
Not much. Sorry.
I know when you do. Darn. I have a good feeling we can register the hardware store.
I'm not getting married. I have a store credit about to expire. What's that doing?
Can I think we'll just go with this one, huh? What?
The plan, Mom. This battery can recycle pods. It's got to be a water tank.
So you do know something about espresso machines?
I know this much. Having this espresso machine doesn't really matter. It's not a regulation and never sniff their coffee.
Well, thank you for the tip, but
I'm late for work. Good luck.
You automatically assume she's a bride looking for stuff.
Marion stretched the meeting okay? How?
This is my favorite part day, honey.
How? Stretch her. How? Okay, Mary, just trust the process and I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you. I know, you've always taken wonderful care of me. You know who else is wonderful? My nephew. Did I mention he's one of the biggest attorneys in Portland? You have? Yep. Several times with a very nice press on the east of the river. Did you hear that? I did. Man, this has to stop because we know Dr. Call. Yeah, I know.
How we do it together at this point, I think.
You know, you're gonna end up with them.
What a fantastic shot. Can you call around the usual dealers, see if somebody has a vertical part? Sure, who do you want me to talk to down? I'll ask him this now. Hey, Thomas calls Jinx. Fine, you just tell him it's almost impossible to find original parts for these days, and I'm going to be working on it until I'm dead. Just tell him he was 4 days.
Where's the shoe? Was it not the hand shoe? And what this is there.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, meet Thomas? Have you met before?
Yes. Hero. You were registered for Wayne's. You were?
No, I'm not getting married. No, that was my best friend on the meeting line. I can put you with the espresso machine if it bothers you.
It's funny.
So why don't we get to why you're here? Come on in. Your doctor's note says you've got a probable ACL sprain. Yeah, how did you do that?
Sometimes one will work.
Ouch. What did you do?
I restore vintage cars.
My grandmother left me 1976 Plymouth Valiant. You want to buy it?
Well, you know I'd love to, but I specialize in high-end classic cars.
This one has dual motions and seatbelt covers.
Oh, well, in that case, so.
It's too funny.
Yeah.
Extend it whenever you can. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't feel too unstable. I'm thinking probably twice a week for 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh.
But
Well, I just kind of thought you would replace these exercises and do it all.
yeah, it doesn't really look like that.
Well, thank you.
I'm sorry, you're leaving?
Yeah, I mean, I can't afford to take that kind of time. I was going to fix the drugstore. Doctor said it would heal eventually.
Maybe. And you don't do anything to make it worse, which is where physical therapy comes in.
I'll look up some exercises online.
It's not the same.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Okay. Wait. You're not
day when you move in because 2 days after our wedding, which means we're postponing the honeymoon and now it's going to be your wedding. I'm so glad. Oh, this is awkward though. Brett, one of his masterpieces is going to be your present. We should get through that first. Absolutely. Ladies, this way. We should probably go back to them.
You know, married couple has the highest rate of divorce.
Can I see your question?
Most in who has the lowest amount of divorce?
How do you incorporate this thing? When I realized
Is that weird?
I never once crossed my mind.
That makes sense to me too.
In the beginning, I thought it all was. The beginning is the easy part. It's exciting. You're telling all your stories.
That's the way I look at it.
And you know each other. You know, found out that the other person is serial sleeping and I'm like, no, that should have been my first red flag with him. The thing is, Brooke, eventually you're going to have to decide if the person you're with is someone you want to make new friends with. And if he's not, you have to let him go. I just don't want to get my hopes up and be disappointed by something I can do that again. They don't. It's only suffers like a vacation from dating. Stop worrying about meeting your soulmate. And be here also for a while. Just stop trying. Yes. No pressure, no disappointment. Just do what makes you happy. Like even you want it, for example. Actually, that does make me very happy. Maybe you should wait to go guys home until after all the weddings are done. You're seriously thinking of staying with someone just for like the singles table? No, what are you doing? It's okay. Just do your best. And if you make a mistake, just make it work. Thank you very much. I wish, sister.
Okay. We need to talk about the open room.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking what should we go?
What did you just say?
I'm so sorry, Colin. But you and I were just right together.
Wow. Okay, that is a much bigger elephant than I anticipated. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound happy.
It's not that I'm unhappy. It's just that you are like pineapple and mushroom.
Mushroom what?
Pineapple.
Good.
And pineapple and mushroom are really good on their own, but together they're doesn't work.
Yeah. That's right. Well, I guess it's time for this delicious pineapple to finally sink in.
Can you still feel okay?
Yeah, you know, told her. Don't let me take it up with the beauty clinic the other day. She was incredible.
Oh, sure.
Okay, I'm just saying, you might keep working. There's a guy in Seattle with 56 rolls who wants me to rebuild a family store. But I gotta get this Mercedes out of here. Can you order that gasket? Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah, you just wait on parts too. And it's getting harder and harder to find a way to parts for these cars. I know. But that's what customers are paying for. Right, but the one of these cars sit here, all the other restoration places are using the parts built for the old cars. I had to try and clean it on 3 times as fast as here. I didn't realize that, but they're not authentic restorations. They're finding cars. We rebuild the groundwork original parts. When they're done, they look and they sound and you drive like the day they went off the assembly line. That's what sets us apart. That's the business we have built. And I promise you not to do it the same way. We'll find a way. Just gotta keep working on it.
think I'd be glad. Maybe next year. You said that last year.
Again. Yeah, I feel bad. I was on so much credit for you. You suck. It's no sin to have this. Hey, I got so many roots, but I did anything? No. You said it's near water. Just not a relationship. And I think you guys are really hit it off. On the 6 month. No. Come on, let it sell to the worst. Don't. Do not. Okay, okay. Just remove it. Yes, she was. I never said that coming. Yeah.
Who's calling? I thought it was you there. Sorry, guys. Colin and I broke up.
Oh, that's too bad. My confession is just really acting up.
That's your first reaction. So excited. Well, he was a nice enough guy, but I could tell that he wasn't the one. Well, why wouldn't you say something before? Well, it wasn't my place to say anything until now. You did the right thing.
No. You are the best.
I feel like they're never gonna find what you guys have. Oh, of course we will. But what? Well, maybe you wanna stop dating for a while. Just take the pressure off. Janine just said the same thing. Well, that dude is a smart cookie. Maybe you and Janine are right. Maybe I should just take a break. The entire summer. Stop worrying about dating, worrying about finding a soulmate. Just take care of me. The summer of Brooke. Yeah. I like that. I'm into it. You know what the best part of summer of Brooke is? What's that? You had so much time to help me. Well, I'm sure Greg's helping too. Oh, you would think so. Do you guys okay? We're fine. I just don't want to be the one in charge of fighting everything for the rest of our lives. I want us to be a team. You are a team. What do you want to just hold up this game? You're right. Thank you for the work. That and quality control.
So, I still have your friend Gretchen's wedding in my calendar this fall.
Oh.
Just put it out there if you need a date. You know, I'm the king of the Congo Islands.
I'm sorry. I just don't think it's a good idea. Colin. I'm thinking you.
Oh, well, great. I just didn't want you to start dealing with singles there.
My nephew's free on Saturday night. Until the moment we met.
And I knew you were my soulmate when we both declared our mutual dislike for having to share a bucket of popcorn at the movies.
He was the worst. Excuse me. Hi. Could you do me a huge favor? One of our other wedding guests has a brand new cross-buyer alert that you got last minute. And since you ended up not with one trust fund, is there a chance you could switch tables so that we could sit together? Sure. Why not? Thank you so much. And hey, you never know. Maybe tonight we'll meet someone special. That is literally the last thing that I want. Oh, you're at a single table too. I just sat for
still hurts.
Yeah,
It's a big difference.
I know. How's the knee?
Fine.
You won't admit that it still hurts, will you? And that I was right, and that you need physical therapy.
Feels great. Actually, in fact, I take it up myself.
It's got tape on it, but it's horrible.
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
You?
That's what I would have done.
You would have just taken one, so.
Yeah.
Which is your favorite?
What's that?
Great. With sourdough batter, so.
Well, I guess if I had to choose, it would be rosemary.
Usually, syrup. Is there any way you could procure some rosemary baked DNA?
No, that's okay.
This is what she wants.
No, God.
So you friends with the bride or the groom?
The bride.
Me too. See, you already have something in common. This is fate.
That's a big word.
I feel it. So break this tree with syrup or shall we see? Is it a
Well, I think I'm gonna go take a walk around the grounds.
alone?
Yeah. Being alone right now is kind of my jam.
Looks like that. All the
Okay. I'm sorry if I gave you the wrong idea back there, but I'm really not looking at meeting anyone. Not in that way.
Well, absolutely. Because I'm not. In fact, I'm actually avoiding you.
No? Well, that's it. It's a bad breakup.
Oh my god. You?
Not bad. Just recent. Yeah. Sort of just taking a break from relationships, actually. Just hit the pause button.
Oh, I get that. If I hit the stop button, delete the whole playlist. Hey, can I walk you back?
No. Thank you. I like it at least.
Yeah, it is. Just like being mauled by a bear.
Okay. There aren't any bears out there. Okay. Alright, welcome back. So that
No, it's probably just a squirrel.
that's a bear.
Okay. I'll go faster. Alright.
Let's go. Yeah, it is. Thank you for, being my wedding buddy.
Thank you. It was unexpected.
Well, take care.
You too.
Be sure to get an MRI.
Okay.
So what do you think?
Yeah.
Thumbs up. It's good.
Don't I use it?
You told me to bring blood because if you had it your way, all you putting dinner would be a nacho bar.
That would be awesome.
There's no it would be awesome. Oh, you're not helping.
Thank you, Brooke. My buddy Edgar said the same thing. Actually, he's one of my girls from now. I think he's doing really well.
Craig, she's not dating you, remember? She's on a summer book. That's right.
You sure? He's a great guy.
I'll admit, I've met him a couple of times and it's pretty easy when he goes, hey, only second this week. Thank you, but every guy that I've dated has been a great guy. It's just not the right guy. So just take it off your setup list until future notice, okay? Okay.
I've never been set up before.
The word is out.
It's going to be beautiful.
Everyone's talking.
We're talking about it, honey. We're not. We're not talking to everybody.
Who you bring on TV today?
I'm anybody. Are you somebody?
No, I'm that guy.
You guys are my clients. Wait, I didn't see what the ceremony was.
Yeah, I just got here. I needed a new shirt. They left the plastic shop open behind.
Please don't tell me you didn't take it out yourself.
Okay, I'll tell you that.
Please don't tell me it was the kind that die inside like they used for bank robbers.
Okay, I won't tell you either. I left the store pretty inside. At least it felt terrible getting a new shirt. So here I am. It's
Oh, really? I don't want to tell you this, but they forgot to take the shoplifting tags.
nobody ever gets it. It's good.
That's too easy. You look great, though.
Yeah. What do you want?
I'm starving.
Yeah.
That always happens to me.
Well, not when you're with 11, buddy.
Is that a
Special someone and join the party dance floor. Would you pay dance? I am. I'm friends with Vicky.
What? No. Okay, you're definitely not coming to the fourth wedding then. Greg and Jean.
Greg's one of my best friends from school.
No, I don't know what I would do. I am a man of honor. What? No way. I've been doing the seating charts and I definitely haven't seen Nate.
Did you see Edgar?
Near Edgar.
I go by him for obvious reasons. Only two people in this world call me Edgar, my mother, and she's angry at me, and Greg, because he knows how much I love him.
That's funny.
He's sitting up beginning to rain into the cement. I shut him down so hard.
So did I. I should totally be mad.
Where are they registered? Weirdly enough, they're shocked there.
Yeah, if you want. First time I remember there, I was, full testy.
No. We didn't know each other for an hour. Now we're wedding buddies. I promise not to talk about spice fishes.
Still. Another spectacular road show.
So, another weekend, another money, huh? Yeah. I have all this is too hard on you emotionally. Don't they? I got a friend going through all the weddings. Yeah. Just got a wedding now. That's great. Do I know her? Him. And, no. No, not even him. Remember, I'm taking a break from dating. It's the summer book. Sending this down. Oh, sweetheart, I think you've forgotten how this works.
This is an easy run.
And you feel that's information.
Women do that with each other, not me.
I'm sorry, Mike. That's okay. I just closed off the registry.
Yes. Just a place on his lens. And
flirting with? I heard a Matt's once. Did you? Look, I thought the whole point was not to jump into a relationship. I'm not. Then who are you going with? No one. Just tell me who it is. Fine. It's, well, Nate. Almost Nate. Edgar. Edgar. Great Edgar. Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah. This is. I can't wait to tell Greg. Wait. How does Nate know Amanda? I heard the same thing with me. This is so exciting. Tell me everything. Listen, there's nothing to tell. We're just running buddies. We're not looking for anything else. Zero pressure. Zero commitment. Let Zero tell me about it. Okay? Well, we can go together, right? Yeah. Yeah, sure, we can go together. Like a carpool. Whatever you want to call it. A carpool.
A carpool, honey.
I had a opinion. I was just going to call you. Nate's going to pick you guys up first and then leave. Oh. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, you guys should absolutely stay home if you're not feeling well. For sure. Feel better. Okay. Talk to you soon.
Leave by herself. Yeah, they did drive rather nice. Yeah. I'm still test driving the white one. I'm not 100%. You know, yeah.
Ready.
Yeah. I like it. Yes.
It's doing that part. Unbelievable. It's just 1 minute after I was this thing.
Do you think you can fix it?
I don't know. At this point, but I think we're gonna have to leave it here. Taking the car away.
Well, I took my car, but I left it over the mechanics.
And we could take a cab back to the shop and get our car, but we're gonna save the ceremony.
I don't want to miss another wedding. There's one other option. Plymouth. Oh my god.
Wow. This car needs a lot of work. And yet, I'm strangely drunk.
Yeah, the tantalizing smell of vinyl, dust, and old lady perfume.
Is it right?
As far as I know. What do you think?
I think we have a wedding to get to.
I bought my mother one of those. She said, "Well, it's a nice car. She's gonna have to see it. Especially if she wants fresh floor seats." She loved it.
This piece of candy has been in here for over 30 years. And I never throw it out. I don't know, I think it's strangely comforting for some reason.
It's sweet. And that candy is actually not harsh. Wow. Easy car.
I was super being sarcastic.
Not at all. Everyone's looking for cars like this right now. They're just so ironic. Even better. Oh, so hard.
I didn't realize that you mate. Right. Do you two want to sit together? We can make that happen. I know the girl. I do too.
No.
It's fine wherever we are.
Okay.
Okay, great. Enjoy. We'll see you later. Congratulations. Thank you.
Well, I guess we should go bring the tips. Yeah. Nice to see you be this episode. Till 12. I mean, I guess we could have taken Amanda up on the offer.
Now I want to bother them is that you could ask somebody if they wanted to switch to do it.
Yeah.
Sissy, I was just wondering if there was any way that my buddy and I could see the same table. I'm sorry, but I have specific instructions to put you at those specific tables. Sorry. 12.
Hi, I'm James.
Hi, look.
Amanda thought we would enjoy sitting together since we have a lot in common.
We do.
You're a physical therapist, right? I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I keep you in business.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do prefer to get my clients to a place where they don't have to see me in the first place.
Until they stop doing their exercises, re-injure themselves, and decide they want to fix the root.
Why can we not come to a wedding without somebody trying to set us up?
I mean, I guess they just want us to be as happy as they are, but
Wow. It is not that easy.
not by a long shot.
I mean, I guess Greg and Jenny thought we would get along, but
Yeah. So I didn't want to leave.
I didn't want to meet anyone.
Oh, so, yeah.
Yeah. I guess this whole wedding thing really worked out for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have changed that.
I realize that you restored cars, but I didn't understand what an art form is.
Oh, hi. Oh, Dan. This is... Oh, look. The physical therapist.
And Raymond.
Really? Well, it's basically she's working. Thank you so much for helping the whole thing.
Actually, he won't let me help him at all.
What's wrong? Go ahead. I have to get back to the office. I have some stuff to do. So you see, take your time, okay?
Thanks, Dan.
Oh,
You need to get an MRI.
it's not that
I
fast.
said you didn't get it either.
I will look after it when you see this stuff. Anyways, if I get anything, maybe.
Dad? What time is your garage open on Thursday morning?
Huh?
Great. I will see you at Mama House 7:30 Thursday morning. We'll do physical therapy or you like kind of.
Wait, why your house? Why the clinic?
Because I quit. I'm going to open up my own office.
That's incredible. Congratulations. Why didn't you say
say something. Because I was still kind of processing it. And then I talk about it, I get nervous, and then I start questioning myself, and then I wonder if I've made a huge mistake.
It's not a mistake. This is you taking charge of your own future. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. So you have to do it alone. And vice versa. But in the meantime, I can see clients privately from my home. Like you. Thursdays.
7:30. I'll be there.
What is it now?
What's wrong?
Tim Fletcher got the lowest job. You're kidding me. The guy uses new parts. He won't even be an authentic restoration. Car's owner doesn't want to wait months for everything to come in. The harder it is to find originals, the longer every other job takes. You know how they turn out decreasing. Can't keep every